Hello everyone, Jenny here again, back at last after a long hiatus. I've been, as my daughter Lizzie explained, been helping with her refurbishment. I also had some camera issues which with my camera overheating, so I've had to wait until I've acquired a new one, which has taken me a little while. But I'm here at last to show you the library that I made. As you can see, we've got the library doors, a little lamp outside, the opening times, and a foot scraper to scrape the mud off your boots. Love. You must remember our lovely English weather. In the winter we can't have muddy footprints all over the library floor. And this little light, it does actually turn on, if I can get there and do it for you. There we go. But it is purely for decorative purposes. It's held on magnetically and it's not very secure. It does tend to move about if you move the book, so it needs to be removed for that sort of thing. And I will take it off just to make sure that we don't actually knock it off, as I did in the previous video that I tried to record. There we go. Right, now let's see, where do we begin? Little story. As a little girl, I used to go past the library, and this book has been inspired not only by that library but also by a visit to the Bodleian Library in Oxford that I took a few years back. Beautiful, beautiful library, wonderful books. The library I used to pass as a young child, I was very, very shy, much too timid to venture into this library. But I did eventually, in my teenage years, when I grew old enough, pluck up the courage to go in, and some of the elements of this book are based on that library also that I would pass. And if I show you the side, on the side here, a nice big curved spine, and we have various bits and pieces. We have the library clock, and we have a very fine pen, ink pen, dip pen, and we have a key. Every library needs a key to the door, and this I've had laying about for many, many years, this little tiny metal book. It is actually, says London on the front. There's a painted inlay to it, and I believe that's an English coat of arms on the front there, and it never had anything in it, so I've put a little label in just saying crafted at old BookEnd, which is, as many of you will know, is what I call my craft room. Little pencil, and this little pencil, again, like many of the little bits and pieces here, has a story attached. I have a collection of these. I acquired them many years ago. They were pencils that were used for ladies, I should imagine around the 1930s. They were dance card pencils, so that you were at a ball and someone would ask you for a dance, and you would write their name in and know which gentleman was entitled to which dance. And that's one of the little pencils that came with a dance card. Simple story to that vintage item. If we go back around here and I open the book, held together by a nice ribbon, it's been tea stained, and first page. There we go. Let's turn it up slightly for you to get a better view. And this is Doll's House wallpaper. I've had it floating about my house for many years, and I just imagine at the back of this old library there's a staff room, and on the walls is this little old wallpaper. And of course every library needs a filing system for all their books. And we have the Tim Holtz die cut here with all the little whatsits, cards that go in. I first saw Nick the Booksmith use this, and immediately as I was working on this book went out and ordered it, got it, and I think it works really well. Some of the cards are a little different because of course in any library you get losses and replacements, so there's the odd different card tucked in some of these pockets. Could be journaled on or photographs added, or you can take them out. I don't mind. If you'd rather put something a little prettier in there, that's fine. nice sheet of pattern found paper, which I thought was quite pretty. In here we have a few little hidden pockets. In here there's a few little journaling cards there that can be used in a postcard to journal on. And then we get into the main body of the library. My little books. So if I pop that bag on there, that should hopefully hold it, fingers crossed. And this is my library itself, a selection of little books there. Now I will take a few items out and show you. I won't show you every book because this video would be absolutely, well, it'd be an hour long. But I'll give you a general idea. If you would like to see any of the books or would like a flip through of the individual books, please leave a like or a comment below, and I can do that as a separate video, that's not a problem. But I'll select a few items that are different. First of all, I'll show you one book. Which one shall we pick? I quite like this one. Tucked between the books on the shelves are lots of little snippets of ephemera papers, little bits and pieces, envelopes with photographs, beautiful ladies in, and so on. All can be written on the back. Oops. Just on the shelf. So lots of little bits and pieces. And this is one of my little books. If you've seen my previous videos, you would have seen similar, and many of them, although they are all very slightly inside, they are all just based for journaling. Now I think these would make nice little day journals, a day per page. So there's enough books here, I think, to keep someone going for a whole year. Lots and lots of signatures in each, which is the little individual sections of the book. So there's Edith Holden papers, Tim Hart's, lots and lots of different papers throughout. I put that there for you. We also have in here a little scroll, an old map. That sits upon the shelf. It's the sort of thing I imagine on the shelves at the Bodleian Library, along with the wonderful books they have there, which we will discuss a little bit later. We also have in here some items that look like books but actually aren't. There's one little book, a tiny one, but if we come to here, this appears to be a little music book. When we open it up, have a little music box. It's quite sweet. You pop it on the shelf, it amplifies the sound. I think it's just adorable. I'll pop that down there with music paper on the ends and the back. Down there. Of course, in all libraries, you have to have the hidden box. And in our hidden box, again, it's held closed by a magnet, are some geologies, some stones. There's various notebooks, etc. And here we have a book that appears to be a children's book. If we open that up, it's in fact a needle book. And this was made from a small kit that I shrank down that came from Molly Makes magazine actually. And I thought I would put it to good use. And on the side there is a little rabbit bead as a charm. what else do we have? At the top here we have a vintage book, which of course I didn't make, and that's in French. Something about roses. I don't speak French, so I'm afraid I can't translate. And it has some beautiful marble in papers and lots of wonderful photographs. I can assume they're somewhere in France. Many there to look through, and I just seem to fit and want to go there. It's quite nicely on that shelf. And what else do we have here? We have, as I say, milk bottle tops tucked between the shelves. Tea cards, another vintage item. Here we have a little library bookcase. All libraries had index cabinets, but in this one we have pencils and paper and more pencils and more paper. A pack of paper in there all cut to size, which again could be journaled on. Little notes made, and that just fits nicely and sits on the centre shelf there. I will take one or two of these out and show you the fronts and the sides. Again, all very different. And their colouring and interior design. Little vintage card hidden away in that one. Some beautiful mulberry paper. What do we have here? A little fabric covered one. It appears to be a postage one. And inside that, so the covers are a little bit stiff, it's still very new and unused. This places to pop stamps. We have a few already in there. It's a Christmas one. But equally you could journal or pop in miniature photographs. So many of the books are quite different. And here it has a red tie, Wild West written on the front, and lots of little pockets and places to make notes in that one. This one again is quite different. So sort of the edges of the pages inked, maps, music papers, fold out bits and bobs. There's lots of fun bits and pieces, but by all means, as I say, if you are interested in seeing a flip through it in detail, please leave a like, comment or comment below, and I will go ahead and do that for you. Nearly missed the notebook, which has just plain writing paper in that one, and I think that's them all. I've tidied away the library for you because I wanted to show you my little secret about this and why it reminds me so much of my visit to the Bodleian Library in Oxford. Before I do show you that, I'm just going to have a little flip round, show you the back, because in this library at some point someone has plopped this book down on a desk, face down, and they've used it to pop that inkwell on to make some notes, write a letter. As you can see, the result of that. So it has a very distressed and worn look on both the back and the end panel. But our little book doors open, and inside we have the opening times to remind you on the way out. Very strong magnet held there, so they're quite firm to open. With a knocker on the door, and in here we have a notice board, and on the notice board an advertisement for spectacles. So if you're local and in need of spectacles, it gives you somewhere to pop along for a visit. And here we have a little notebook, and it is just a notebook with some lined paper, note taking, just on the next little page, single signature, and on the front is an image of the books in the Bodleian Library that are chained to the bookshelves. Obviously their value and their rarity when they were new even meant that they had to be secured to make sure that they didn't go astray. And it's just a little card notebook. Inside here, and I have a little note here somewhere. Inside here we have an image of the library itself. Inside there, so you can see. And this is Duke Humphrey's Library in the Bodleian, Oxford, and the alcoves of bookcases either side date from 1598 to 1602. Beautiful, beautiful library. And you can see, you can down the side here are these books, some of which are chained to the shelves to stop them being taken from the library. And that is my library book. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will pop that safely back inside. Secret notes, hidden messages. And for now, we'll close the library. I thank you for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing the library. If you have, please leave a like and comment down below if you'd like to see the individual books in more detail. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you for joining me. Bye for now.